guys. We love you.
I'm a little teapot, short and stout. This is my handle.
This is just, it's happiness.
When I get the steam up, hear me shout.
Oh.
Tip me over and pour me out.
All right, Jeff, now that we've had a few days to recover from Oprah's list, and by the way, after reflecting on it, I'm disappointed, and I guess I'll say it, I'm out on her.
Is it finally over? It took all these years. Now this is it. I think I remember last year where she did an interview with Gail, and they were really getting sassy. They were getting
sexual.
Sassy. Yeah.
Well, here's and maybe you have a different read on this, but I have been out on her, and this is what made me be out on Oprah for good. It wasn't just the list. It was that she had the audacity to suggest Stedman Graham be a tote man.
Yeah, and you know what? I think when the whole COVID thing started is when it really went downhill, and then this is just nothing but added punishment that she does to Stedman. Yeah.
You lose any and all credibility. I'm sorry. Any and all credibility. When you look at that beautiful chocolate prince, okay, and you say he's a tote man. He isn't a tote.
He's Chi-Town's finest. And I think he wants to stay in Chicago, but, she's got to have her palatial palace out in California. But...
And she doesn't even let him roam around. He's a fucking prisoner.
He's in the guest house, yep.
Unbelievable. So I would just say I'm out on Oprah. Are you out on Oprah? Are you kind of in? I mean, are you giving her another year?
I'm not there yet, but one more sassy conversation with Gayle King and I'm done.
So you're one sassy Gayle King convo or one disrespect to Stedman, you're out.
Finished. Finis.
What if she breaks up with him?
Well, we're on the prowl.
So you don't even care about Oprah at that point. We're just looking for Stedman.
We are on it so fast you won't even lickety split.
And speaking of lickety split, Jeff, Stedman Graham is from South Jersey, so you guys might have a lot in common.
Where in South Jersey?
You didn't know Stedman was from South Jersey?
Oh my God!
Oh my God! Hold on! I cannot believe you really didn't know this.
No, I didn't.
Oh my God! Hold on. I have it saved here because I have a Stedman file. Here it is. Here we go.
Oh, when you look it up, American Educator. Let's see, where is he from?
Sure.
Whitesboro.
So I think that's down the shore, Jeff, if I'm not mistaken. I believe that's literally almost entirely.
And you know what? After looking at this, I didn't realize this. He's at a prime age. 69.
Is he? Well, yeah. That's not. By the way, if he's from Cape May County, New Jersey.
Okay, all right. He's on the shore.
He's down the shore, and if you look, he is from. Ready for this? You know where North Wildwood?
Yeah.
He is literally from the town where, if you're on the Garden State Parkway, which for people listening, that's a major highway through New Jersey heading south. Right as you turn to go into North Wildwood, he's from that area of marshland.
I am so taken back by this. This is so wonderful.
You didn't know that S. Graham was from South Jersey? That's your opening line.
I know. So he's like, from where I'm at right now, about an hour and 15 minutes away.
And guess what? What's an hour and 15 minutes when there's love?
He's a 609 area code. Take out the 0.
That's right, baby. That's right. So we will keep an eye. We're on Stedman Watch 2020. We'll keep an eye out. I think Oprah is going to break his heart. But I had a little heartbreak of my own recently, Jeff.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess I'll start out with I was heartbroken that you and we were talking about my cousin, and, my cousin invited me, if and when I ever get out to Philadelphia, he invited me to go out with him to eat at a really nice restaurant. And I said, well, Jeff, maybe you can come along as well. And then he dropped the bomb on us that it was with him and his boss, which I think is weird as it is, but whatever. And I accepted the invite, and I told him what I was going to eat. And I said I was thinking about eating corn on the cob. And he was not happy with that decision, and you don't seem happy with the decision of me eating corn on the cob. Why?
You can't have your face juiced when you're at a professional meeting.
But
Okay.
but here's the thing. First off, it's his boss, not ours, number one. Number two.
But you're going to be out with him, and then if you have splatter, it's very unprofessional and unbecoming when, he's with his boss and he wants to make a good impression, and he gets to tell his boss, I know this really big, cool radio dude, and then you come up here and your face is splooged with cob.
Well, wait a minute. First off, I think you're referring to the phenomenon known as corn squirts. Now,
okay.
Now here's the thing. Corn squirts only happen if said person does not know how to eat a cob.
See, I've seen you tackle the cob. You're a vicious cob attacker.
Okay. Yes, I am.
Unless you've practiced and you have maybe developed a more delicate touch to the cob eating so that your face isn't, filled with squirts. Has this happened? Have you worked on your cob eating craft?
Well, here's the thing. Obviously, the best corn on the cob, in my opinion, comes from Chili's. I used to get Chili's, Jeff, if you remember, delivered to our house in Traverse City 3 to 4 times a week, Jeff. And I used to just get a whole thing of corn on the cob.
Yes, I do remember that. I remember the guy, actually, that would come all the time. And, you really didn't have him. You should have had him leave it on the doorstep. That was really when COVID was pretty heavy. You always opened the damn door, and this guy was running all over the place.
He was, but I think he also understood that a man who gets cob is a man who... I think he understood that I was a man's man. And I think that, yes, you could talk about me eating cob messily. Here's the thing. The way I consume cob in the privacy of my own home, Jeff, is not the way that I would consume cob in a public setting, in a professional business setting.
See, but here's the thing. You never know, I think, with certain cobs, how juicy the squirts are going to be. So,
but see, you have to. I get you, but you're not taking into account the sucking. What I mean is, when you take a bite of corn, you're going to get squirts, right? You have to chew. You have to bite down, inhale, and close your mouth all at the same time. You do that, you have averted the squirts.
See, but what if your squirt becomes a projectile and he gets a facial of the corn squirts?
Well, see,
I mean, then it's his boss is sitting there at Chili's with a corn facial.
Well, here's the problem, though, Jeff. I do believe that size matters when it comes to squirts. Okay, hear me out. You know how, if you go to, the grocery store, they sell those frozen corn on the cobs, but they're those tiny cobs. You know what I mean? They're, half the size of a soda can. They're the small cobs, that, you would give a kid, for a side when you're cooking at home. You know what I mean?
Right, because you don't want it to be messy squirts.
Right. So I think the size of the cob really dictates the amount of squirts. So obviously at Chili's, if you notice, their cobs are very average. Okay? It's an average cob. And here's the thing. An average cob does just the right amount of work. It's not too big. It's not too small. It's average. It's tasty. It squirts, but it's a controllable squirt. Where if you go to Jersey and you go to the side of the road and you buy those big corns, the bigger the cob, the bigger the squirt, Jeff. And, sometimes bigger isn't always better.
Well, Jersey corn, much like the tomatoes, high in squirt value.
It is.
And since I know Stedman now is from Jersey, that would be the first meal that I'd probably have with him.
But see, obviously, I mean, could we both agree that obviously Stedman, first off, huge cob, right? I mean, Stedman probably won't even go near a cob unless it is humongous.
He's well-versed in big cobs.
Right. Now, me, I am somebody who, look, I'm proud of the cobs that I eat. They're not the biggest cobs, but I got to tell you, it does the job, and I've never had a complaint. I've always enjoyed the cob.
Well, you have worked mouthing the cobs for a while, 3 times a week. I mean, that's a lot of cob mouthing going on there. So have you learned how to control the squirts?
See, I think the squirts, Jeff, the squirts come from the buttering. And this is what I mean. If you boil the cob, right, you boil the cob in water and you put the butter in prematurely, you're going to get a premature squirt. It happens. You touch it, it explodes in your face. But if you put the butter on slowly, you get it, you start eating slowly and then ramp up the speed in which you are attacking and eating that cob, the squirts become controllable. It's all about practice. You just pull a cob out of a pot, it's squirting. You touch it, you get it all excited real quick, it squirts. Okay?
But don't you think, if he's so worried about your squirts and possibly getting his boss a corn facial, don't you think that maybe you should just order something that you can fork and knife?
Okay, well, two things. No. Number one, he suggested that I cut the corn off the cob. Here's my thought.
And I do not mind. I think that's a good idea as well.
Oh, really? Then why don't I just order a side of corn? The problem is I don't want
do the same.
I don't want that. I want a corn on the cob. I want the cob. There is a do you think the corn off and corn on the cob taste the same?
Do you think that maybe they cut it off the cob? I don't know.
Well, okay, maybe they do. But when they do, here's the thing. When you bite into the corn, it does do a little squirt in your mouth. If you cut it off of the cob and then package it up in a different way, there's zero chance of a squirt. And the problem is you do need some kind of squirt to really enjoy the corn experience.
But is this a selfish move for you? That if there's a concern about, corn facials from the squirts, is this something that maybe you just let go? Or is this like, in your mind, it's all you can think about before you go to hang with some family and friends?
Well, but I'll be honest with you. This is all I could think about. I invited you to come to this because I didn't want to sit there alone. So we'll be at a restaurant and, we'll be with him and his boss. And I just don't think I should be bullied into ordering something I don't want because of his fear of the corn squirt.
Why don't you just order a house salad?
Oh, I might. They have those little corns. I'll do that as long as I can eat the little cobs.
By the way, still didn't realize that you worked on cobs 3 days a week.
Wow. Yeah, listen, I've been very bored, okay?
Yeah, I know. Intern John Paul.
Yeah, John! The unemployment choo-choos. Come with us. Here's the unemployment choo-choo. All right, Jeff, we're back here. Intern John Paul does agree with me that corn squirts are not only the best part of eating a corn, but no man, woman, or child should tell you how to eat your cob.
Okay, well, good. What else could we ask for in life but that opinion? So,
listen, 17 years old, the kid already has his shit together.
Okay, good. Do you want to let him go back to work there at the Speedway gas station?
No.
Or his mom's probably looking for him. It's probably past curfew.
Right, he's lost, okay?
Okay.
He's lost. Now, Jeff, the one thing I did want to talk about is a very popular video that I did, and that was we've talked ad nauseum about Famous Amos. Would you agree with that?
Right, and this is what mind you, before we get into this is what life is becoming. As the weekend comes and hits us, we go, what could possibly really get, like a night going on the Facebook? And this is what it comes to. But Famous Amos, which I think you have decided is the worst cookie on God's green earth before the taste test even began.
I did. And you know what? I'll be honest with you. I may have jumped the gun on that, but again, it's pinned to the top of our page. You should definitely check it out. But that's the thing, Jeff. Famous Amos cookies, I felt were... I felt like if they're...
You were beginning to choke. And it wasn't because they were, I mean, how bad could a